Namo Doi Savayantam, Namo Doi Savayantam, Namo Doi Savayiriyam, Namo Doi Savajayam, Namo Doi Savadivavati Savanam, Omkara Mindu Sanyukta Nityam Jayanti Yogina, Kamadam Mokshadam Sri Omkaraya Namo, Manganam Bhagavanayo, Manganam Uttamam, Manganam Kurkundari, Ujendra Mursu, Manganam Namasamaripada. Swanubhutya Jagati Swadhay Naya
Om Namo Loe Sarvatrika Varti Aryantanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrika Varti Siddhanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrika Varti Ayaryanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrika Varti Uvajjayanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrika Varti Savanam. Omkaram Bindu Sanyuktam Nityam Dhyayanti Yoginam Kamadam Moksadam Chaiva Omkaraya Namo Namah. Nama Samaysaraya Swanubhutya Chakasate Chitsabhavaya Bhavaya Sarva Bhavantarachite Agnanatimirandhanam Jnana Anjana Salakaya Chaksurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah Tirthankaro Jagatana Jayavantavarto Omkaranada Jinano Jayavantavarto Jinna Samo Sarana Sau Jayavantavarto Ne Tirthachara Jagama Jayavantavarto Namo E Tirthanayakane Namo Omkaranadane Omkara Sangaryotene Namo Te Sri Kunda Kundane Aho Upakara Jinavarano Kundano Dhvani Divyano Jina Kunda Dhvani Apya Aho Te Guru Kanano Aho Te Bhagavati Matano Dhruva Achalane Anupama Gati Pamela Sarve Siddhane Vandi Kaho Sutta Kevali Bhasita Asamaya Prabhrata Are Mohe Kasuddha Sada Arupi Jnana Darshanamaya Khare Kai Anyate Maru Jari Paramanu Matra Nathi Are Jam netrate maj jnana nati karak nati vedakar jane jakar modaya nirajara bandate maj mokshane Om Namah Siddhebhyo Om Namah Siddhebhyo Om Sri Shuddhatmane Namaha Jai Jinendra. So today is October 12, 2016, Wednesday, and we are doing our regular weekly Swadhay on Samaysar. And we are doing prelude for the stanza number 11, where there is a partial point of view, Nai are explained. So we are talking about Nai. We have gone in extreme detail about Nai, and we have talked about conventional point of view, absolute point of view, their differences, how they are, all those things. And now what we are going to go for, all those 8 types of Nai that we described, 4 in the Vyavarnai, 4 in the conventional point of view, and 4 in the absolute point of view. So we are going to describe them one at a time, that what they are, what is their subject, what they are teaching us, what's the importance of it, how do I accept it, how do I leave it, and what's the benefit of knowing. These kind of things that we have to see from each partial point of view. So that gives us very solid footing on what we have to know about this convention point of view. Actually, Nai partial point of view are infinite in nature. They're not only 4 or 8 or anything like that, but they're infinite in number. But for our understanding, Acharya Bhagwan, Kunkun Acharya Dev has divided into 8 parts that we know about it, that we have discussed about it. So we'll just go quickly to those Nai, and then we'll just go through individual part of those things. Share screen. So we have seen this part so far. Let me bring everything down below here. Okay, so first we are taking Vyavaharne, conventional point of view, empirical point of view, and we made 4 divisions. Those are Sadbhut, means pure synthetic, showing difference between virtue and virtuous one. Gun gunino bhed bathade ene Sadbhut Vyavaharne karo. Means pure synthetic point of conventional point of view shows difference between virtue and virtuous one. For example, sugar and sweetness. So sweetness is a virtue and sugar is a virtuous. Knowledge is a virtue. All know our soul substance is virtuous. So showing the difference between those two is called Sadbhut or pure synthetic. And in that one, we have two points we are thinking. We went through it. Literal, pure synthetic, conventional point of view, and we went through symbolic, pure synthetic, conventional point of view. Then we went to Asadbhut. Asadbhut is pure synthetic, impure synthetic, which express unity between two distinct entities. This is the soul, this is the body, and showing that they are the same. This is the car, this is me, this is my car. So then it shows the impure synthetic, expressing unity of distinct entity. So there also we just saw literal, impure, synthetic, conventional point of view, and symbolic, impure, synthetic, conventional point of view. Here, Upcharit, Asadbhut, Vyavarnai, or symbolic, impure, synthetic, conventional point of view, we said this is my car, this is my money, this is my house, this is my family, like that. Over here, Anupcharit, Asadbhut, Vyavarne means a literal, impure, synthetic, conventional point of view. This is my body, my senses are me, my material karma and me are same. That kind of thing is literal, impure, synthetic point of view. Upcharit, Sadbhut Vyavarne, symbolic, pure synthetic conventional point of view, the anger, deceit, ego, greed, inclination of attachment, inclination of aversion, means krodh, man, maya, lobh, rag, dvesh, they are mine. That kind of belief to have it is a Upcharit Sadbhut Vyavarne, and Anupcharit Sadbhut Vyavarne means a literal, pure synthetic conventional point of view, means I am having knowledge attribute, I am having conduct attribute, I'm having faith attribute, like that. So we have gone through that one. So we are just revising those things quickly. Now, I won't go this one right now. We will just go to the next slide now. And the next slide that we are going to do is going to be the sharing this board. Stop share. Okay. Not this one. Okay. Okay. So here we are going to talk about Upcharit Asadbhut Vyavarne. So we are going to go through several things on this spreadsheet. What's the name of it? Just name of it. What's the subject? what it is, what happens, how to accept it, how to discard it, and like that. So those are the things we are going to talk. Wait, not this one. Hold it. I just got there.
Kirit uncle, can
Yes.
you make that font a little bit bigger?
Yes, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Let me just bring them up. And share screen, share screen, share screen. So 150%. Can we read this thing okay here?
That's a lot better. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So now we are going to go through several bullets over here and try to understand what it tries to tell us. So 150 to 200%. Let's go to 200%. Okay. Okay. So Upcharit Asadbut Vyawar name. So there are 4 words: Upcharit, Asadbut, Vyavahar, and Nay. 4 things we have to define. Each time that in our mind, we have to keep on defining those things. So it's called metaphorical, impure, synthetic, metaphorical, impure, synthetic, practical point of view. So, or it's called figurative, empirical point of view expressing unity of distinct entity. Upcharit means figurative. The name, we are dissecting name. Upcharit means figurative. Asadbut means pure, impure, synthetic. Asadbut, impure, synthetic. And Vyavahar means it's an empirical point of view. And Nai means a part of scriptural knowledge of right knowledge. So we have to divide each time when we talk any Nai, any partial point of view, in our mind, the analysis should go Upcharit, Asadbut, Vyavahar, Nai. 4 things. Upcharit means what? Asadbut is what? Vyavahar is what? Nai means what? So Upcharit is figurative. Asadbut means impure, synthetic. Vyavahar means empirical point of view. And Nai is a part of scriptural knowledge of the right knowledge. So Sutagnan, part of the Sutagnan. So these are this is the definition, this is the name that we just went for. Now we are going to go for subject. What's a subject matter for this Nai? Subject matter for this Nai is, what's a subject? Subject, it shows the associative relationship with the house, family, business, money, all those things. It shows the associate. This is my house, this is my car, this is my family member, and those kind of things, that when I have the associative relationship, when it is showing, that is called Upcharit Asadbut Vyavahar name. Now, even though things have different space point, I'm soul here, car is over here, car is separate space point. I'm the soul here. My son is separate space point. I'm the soul here. My house is separate space point. So even though things have different space point, one believes them to be his own. So he puts his ownership. This is my son. This is my car. This is my temple. This is my house. That kind of ownership, I'm putting it on those things. Soul does not have real relationship with the external associated thing, but shows the principal cause, auxiliary cause relationship with the soul. So soul cannot have relationship with these alien objects of the universe: house, car, family, money, car, etc. So they are also, but I'm the principal cause. They are the they are the auxiliary cause, or they are the principal cause, I'm the auxiliary cause. We can just, either way we can think about it. So this relationship, my house, my car, my family, my children, all those things, that between those two entities, me and those entity, I have a principal cause auxiliary cause relationship. Nimit naimitic sambandh is there. Now, soul's feeling produced due to the fruition of karma, soul's feeling produced due to fruition of karma manifestation, means Avdaik Bhav is the subject of this night. There are five types of feeling a soul can have it. Soul can have a five types of thing. The Avdaik Bhav, Aupshamik Bhav, Kshapshamik Bhav, Kshaik Bhav, and Upsham Bhav. We have not talked about those inclinations occurring in the soul in a greater detail in the past, and those are the subjects will be coming in the next stanza onwards. But what happens? Why do I say that this is my car? How do I have affinity for my car? And how come somebody else's car is a greatest of the great car, or somebody got accident into car? I don't get any feeling about it, because this is not mine. How does it happen? Because there is a karma fruition is there, and karma fruition is occurring, and I get joined in the karma fruition, and that's why I have this principal cause auxiliary cause relationship is occurring, and it is occurring because of this Naya, that's a Upcharit Asabhut Vyavarne. So that's a subject matter for this Naya that we know about it. Then we just go through the next bullet, next thing. It's a, what is it? What is this Naya showing about it? So let me just make it bigger. So 200%. So what is it? This Naya, what does it show? So it says that because of this partial point of view, one believes that alien things are his own. Because I strongly believe this partial point of view, and that's why I believe that this house is mine, this car is mine, this is my son, these are my grandchildren, these are my family member, this is my society, this is my, so like that kind of things, I put put ownership on those things, on those alien objects. Actual thing has different space point of existence. Those things, house, temple, car, family, everybody, they have the different space point of existence. And therefore, it's very easy to dissociate from it. As we said before, last time I guess, that if there is an accident in the car, what's our first question? Are you okay? You mean you did not talk about that $100,000 car which went in accident? Because it's easily, it is dissociable. So these are the things that, suppose a person dies, right away what do? You're sure my affinity for that person is too much in the past, and so I have a pain. But then again, I say, okay, you know, it was supposed to happen, so it got dissociated. Now I have to live my own life. So it's easily dissociated. One can dissociate easily from those things. Now, there is a formality, upchar associated with it. Formality means this is mine because it is not yours. This is yours because it is not mine. So that kind of formality is associated with that. Out of all the four convention point of view, this is the most gross form, but it's the strongest form in the worldly affair. Means this is mine, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine, that kind of thing. I have a strong affiliation in the worldly affair. So it's called Lok Vyavastha ma sabse balwan hai. There is a worldly affair going on. Worldly affair has its own way. Everything is Samaysar, stanza third. It says everything is pure in their own pure form. They are beautiful. When you put the ownership on it, then there is an impurity starts, and that's where the worldly affair gets disturbed. Because this is my country. So if somebody is going to attack, I'm going to go and fight with them. I'm going to I'm going to kill them. I'm going to make sure that they get removed. So that kind of that's why this is a gross form of convention point of view, but it has a strong form in the worldly affair. Now, spouse, children, etc. are conscious elements. House, etc. are non-conscious elements. City, village, etc. are mixed elements. So I have a ownership on the conscious elements, non-conscious elements, and mixed elements of the world. With these things, one creates acquaintances amongst each other. Oh, you are my best friend. Oh, you are my nice family member. Oh, I hate that other family, whatever. So we create the acquaintances. With this Naya, one ends up with vivid determination of solitariness. Ekatva buddhi means this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. So that ownership, that ekatva buddhi, determination of solitariness, vivid determination of solitariness, this leads to rag, dvesh, and transmigration. If somebody else's car gets accident, I don't worry about it. If my car gets into accident, yes, I'm very worried about it. So that's why it gives inclination of attachment, inclination of aversion, and because of inclination of attachment and aversion, I keep on going in transmigration since time infinite in the past, and now I'm continuing. But if I know everything correctly, I have a capacity to end this transmigratory cycle. Misery of the transmigration, I can remove it out easily if I understand everything correctly. So this leads to rag, dvesh, and what? Which one? This Uchir asad but vyavahar nahi. If I accept it, then it gives me rag, dvesh, and transmigration. Violation of this Naya from worldly perspective is considered to be an offense. Violation of this Naya means if I don't understand this Naya, means this is my house, and if I don't understand, and if you don't understand, and then you just said, who says this is your house? From absolute perspective, house is made up of a matter substances, and you are the soul substance. You have no relationship. So this I'm going to leave over here. This is mine. So it just gives. It's a violation of this Naya. Gives is considered as an offense. I have an attachment to my children and grandchildren. Something happened to them, then I become angry. So it becomes offense. The enlightened soul expresses weakness of his inclination of attachment towards alien things. Now, what happens here in number 8? There is the ignorant soul says, this is my car. And the enlightened soul says, this is my car. They both are saying the same thing. What's the difference? The ignorant soul puts his ownership on that. He says, this is mine, that's why it's mine. While the enlightened soul, he expresses that this is my weakness, that I know I'm the soul substance. I know I'm the eternal soul substance, and I know these are the alien attachment, but I have my weakness still. I have not given up all my attachments and aversion completely. So I still put my ownership on this car, but it should not be that way. So internally, he knows that this is not my car, but because it is not yours, that's why he says, this is mine. So internally, he knows this is not his. The ignorant soul, he just doesn't believe. He just, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. That's it. And last one, this Naya is a most coarse form of empirical point of view. We saw that all the 4 points, and this one is a most coarse form, and this is the what we are just saying, we are learning from this one is what about this Naya. Now we are coming to the next subject. It's called what happens. What happens in this Naya when I start believing this one? So okay, all right. So what happens here? Now, control of inclination of attachment and aversion, rag, dvesh, by limiting one's desires for only his own possessions. What happens? Let's presume that let's say that I accept this Naya properly. I accept this Naya. I don't accept any other Naya except this partial point of view I accept. What happens at the time? It says that if this car is mine, house is mine, children are mine, so my inclination of attachment and aversion, my rag and dvesh get limited to only these desires that I have it. Now it depends how much desire I have. I have desire to conquer the whole universe. Impossible, but I can have a desire for that. So if I have whatever desires I have it, then I have the attachment and aversion only for my own possessions. Anything else besides me, they are not mine, so I don't have any rag and dvesh towards them. If I'm going on the freeway, it's only my car that is important for me. Thousands and hundreds and thousands of cars will pass by me, but I have no attachment or aversion because I have kept only my possessions. I have my attachment to my possession only. So it limits my possessions by knowing this Naya. Second, one understands his obligations and rights. Now, if my obligation, what is my obligation? This is my house, so I have to clean the house also. I may not have to clean your house, but I have to clean my house. My car is dirty, so I have obligation to keep it clean. I have also my rights. Within my family affair and everything, I am the son of my father. There are 5 sons are there, so I have 1/5 of the rights that I have it. That's my possessions. So I know my rights, I know my obligations when I accept this Naya. With the weight given to this Naya, everything related to worldly affairs remain intact, means lok vyavahar vyavasthit rehta hai. Only my possessions are mine. Everything else is intact. I don't have to worry what happens in South America, and I don't have to worry about what happens in Australia and New Zealand. Whatever. My limitations are my rag and dvesh, and beyond that, everything remains the same way. Next. It's a support for conduct-related exposition, showing acceptance and rejection of objects of 5 senses, as well as primary exposition showing 63 illustrious personages. What it says, it just gives me 5 acceptance and rejection of the objects of 5 senses. This Naya gives the support of my conduct because of acceptance or rejection of five senses, objects of five senses. It also tells me about 63 illustrious personages. 63 Salakha Purush, 24 Tirthankara, 12 Chakravarti, 9 each Vasudev, Prati Vasudev, and Baldev. They are 63 illustrious personages. And when I know about it, means how did they become so great? Because they had the possessions and they gave up possessions and everything. So I understand what has happened in their life, and I can do the same thing. Mahavir had everything in front of him. Materially, he had everything in front of him. He had his brother, his family, and everything. But then he gave up. And he went to the monkhood path, and ultimately he became Omniscient Lord and now Siddha Bhagwan. I can become the same thing. So I learned those kind of things. It maintains culture and civility. Means it gives sanskar and sabhyata. Why? Why sanskar and sabhyata? I think it's coming in the next bullet. Let's talk about it here. It gives me culture. Culture means only things which belongs to me are mine. Things which doesn't belong to me is not mine. That kind of attitude I create in my mind. So my possessions becomes limited to my own possessions. It doesn't matter, it doesn't make difference how much Bill Gates has it, how much you have it, how little you have, how much more you have it. It doesn't make difference to me. I have in my own cocoon and I'm living in my own way. So I maintain my culture, I maintain my sanskar. And I also maintain my civility. I don't attack on somebody for things which doesn't belong to me. So this kind of thing I learned in this Naya. Now comes, how do I accept this Naya? How do I accept? What happened? How do I accept? How do I accept it? Means, what are the things I do that means that I have accepted this Naya perfectly, properly? So let's see here what it says. How do I accept it? When one limits the attachment and aversion to his own external belonging. How did I accept this Naya? I just said, this is my house, I'm happy about it. This is my car, I'm happy about it. This is my family, I'm happy about it. And this kind of limitation of my attachment and aversion to my own external belongings. When I do that, that means I accept this partial point of view. With this Naya, I have accepted it well when I know my obligation and rights. I know my kartavya and adhikar. What are my obligations? Well, whatever possessions I have I have to maintain them. That's my obligation. I am a family, I have children, so it's my responsibility to put them to the proper education, everything, and help them out to grow properly. At the same time, I have my rights. The government has given me rights of free speech and everything. I can use those things because, and this is within my limit. So I understand about my obligation and rights. Now, important thing comes, there is no stealing occurs when I accepted this convention point of view. You have your possessions, I have my possessions, and I have limited with my possessions, and I don't have any more idea about more possessions, and I don't want something from you. That means it's my stealing is not there. I'm not doing any stealing because I accepted this Naya very well. There is chastity. Your spouse is yours, my spouse is mine. I can't say that, hey, you know what? You are a Jain, right? You believe in absolute point of view, right? So soul is immortal, right? Okay. Soul doesn't have a relationship with the matter, right? No. then your wife and my wife are the same. What's difference? What's the difference? So I can stay with your wife and everything. This night tells us, if I have understand it, I have accepted it right way, then it says, no, my spouse is mine and your spouse is your spouse cannot become mine. So my chastity becomes stronger over here. Simply remember, this is a gross form of absolute conventional point of view. Even if when I accept that one, so first thing, I stop doing stealing. I maintain my chastity. There is control of possessive nature. Means my possession is mine, your possession is yours. I'm happy within my own thing. You can have anything. I don't have to worry about it because they are not mine. So my possessive nature also comes under control. One is able to discriminate between moral and bad behavior, sadachar and vyabhichar differentiation. One does not have to lie to achieve material objects. Means my sadachar means I remain within certain moral conduct and I remain away from the bad behavior. Remember, this is the lowest form of convention point of view, and it already taught me that I don't have to do stealing, I don't have to lie about all those things. I can maintain my chastity, and I have possessiveness can come under control. Out of 5 vows of the householder, non-violence, speaking the truth, non-stealing, chastity, and non-possession. Out of 5, 4 things I accept, 4 things I end up learning when I accept this partial point of view. So when scripture will say vyavahar nahi abhutartha darshit suddha nahi bhutartha she bhutartha nahi asrit jeev sudashti nishay hoy she, means scripture will say vyavahar nahi to be discarded, conventional point needs to be discarded. Yeah, I had to discard, but first I have to accept it. First I have to accept it. And when I accept it, simple, this kind of a behavior occurs within me right away. My possession gets, my rag dvesh becomes control. I understand my obligation and rights. I have no stealing. I maintain my chastity. My possessiveness is under control, and I have a moral conduct, and my bad behavior is under control. Simply accepting one thing alone. So we have to understand, we have to accept it, and we have to keep going thereafter. So this is telling me how to accept it. Now, coming next one is how to discard it. How to discard it. So how do I discard this? Remember, the partial point of view says convention point of view needs to be discarded. Yes, I have to accept it and then discard it. I have to accept first and then discard. I have to accept, and all those behavior like chastity, non-stealing, non-lying, non-possession, those are my bottom line, that they are always there within me. And then I'm progressing further to the next level of a convention point of view. So I have to leave this one and keep going next one. So what happens? How do I discard it? When one remains in equanimity in association or dissociation of the desired or undesired thing. Okay, let's say that my car got into accident. Okay, it was already it was a material thing for me. It went into accident. Or I got $1 million lottery winning today. Okay, it happened because of my fruition of the old previous karma. I have the desired thing gets dissociated. My loved one ends up departing from me, from this world. Then okay, it was supposed to happen. Those who are born, they will die, and those things does happen. So it did happen. So I remain in equanimity at that time. I end up getting undesired thing within me. I end up getting some incurable disease. Then, okay, it happened to me. It was supposed to happen to me. It happened. So I remain in equanimity. So accepting this Naya, and now when I have to discard means I have to remain in equanimity. Association or dissociation occurs of desired or undesirable thing, and I remain in equanimity. That means I have discarded this Naya. Over here, in this bullet, it just said how to accept it. You accept it and then you discard it. Accept it means this is your lifestyle. It becomes lifestyle for you by accepting that I know my obligation and I know my rights. I am not interested in stealing. I'm maintaining my chastity. I have control of possession. All those things becomes my lifestyle. Person will say, this person, this guy, he will never lie. That is your character that you have built around yourself. And when that thing is there, then how do I discard? Whatever happens to me, I remain in equanimity. I don't become too sad to lose the thing, or too proud to get some material thing. So this is how to discard it. Then last bullet comes is, last bullet comes is, how do I, benefits of knowing. What happens by knowing this Naya? It says, partial point of views are described for knowing the real nature of the eternal soul substance. Remember, all these exercises we are doing for 5 or 6 classes, that we are learning partial point of view, they are described for knowing real nature of the eternal soul substance. Without knowing this partial point of view, it's impossible to know the true nature of the soul. In the current state of transmigration, soul has different types of associative relationship with the alien objects of the universe, that I end up accepting those things. That's the benefit of knowing this Naya. Along with that, it also lets one know his associated relationship are not the true nature of the soul. That's most important. Yes, this is my car, this is my house, this is my family, but that's not my true nature. Therefore, one takes attention away from it and concentrate on the true nature of the self. So whole idea of this exercise that we did in the seven sheets, that it just tells us that who am I, what's my relationship, why, how I have to discard those things, what's my real nature. One has to know the associated relationship, but not to get engrossed in it. Yes, you know about associated relationship. Yes, this is my spouse. I know about it. But that doesn't mean that everybody else's spouse is mine also. So I had to draw the line there. So my car, I know my car, but then I don't get to get engrossed in it. If somebody put a little scratch, and then I have a sleepless night, and I always think about who are the bad people. It's there. So I don't have to get engrossed in those associated relationships. Conventional point of view is there for knowing purpose, but not for indulging in it. So that's a very important point that we have to understand over here. This conventional point of view is there for knowing purpose only. Upcharit asadbut vyavarne is there. I have to know about it, but I don't indulge into it. Then knowing the true nature of the associated relationship, one now discards them and ultimately indulges in the eternal true nature of the self. That's what I learned. That's what the benefit of knowing this partial point of view. So now we are just dissecting each partial point of view, that what's the importance, what do I learn out of it, why do I have to know about it. And Samaysar says discard them, discard them, discard. Samaysar says discard them means accept that it's there, but don't give primary importance to that. So Samaysar language, if we don't understand properly, it can really make person go on the wrong path. I'll be indulging in the worldly affair. I'll eat whatever I want, I drink whatever I want, I behave whatever way I want to behave and everything. And then I'll just say, I'm the pure soul. Pure soul has no relationship with anything else. And no. You cannot do that kind of thing. When you talk about pure soul, you have to have this kind of at least eligibility within you. When you went to the college, you have to be eligible because you have to have high school diploma in your hand. If you don't have high school diploma, you won't get admission to college. So these are your nitty-gritty baseline things. That's your primary responsibility, to have this kind of things in you, in your lifestyle, has to be part and parcel of your lifestyle. And then you are able to progress further. Some of the people will get stuck with this point only. So that's why over here, this bullet, F bullet, said how to discard it. I accepted it, but also I discarded, because if something gets lost, I don't have problem with that. I remain in equanimity. So how to accept it, how to discard it, what's the benefit of knowing? So it becomes very important. And again, this is a gross form of conventional point of view, the very bottom line conventional point of view. Once I accept, means my lying nature is not there. My stealing nature is not there, my chastity is there, my non-possession is there. Four primary vows of the householder gets accepted just by accepting this partial point of view. So it's very important that we understand in this form. Now, knowing this one, we'll go to the next one now. If there's any question on this one, we can entertain that. Otherwise, I'm going to go to the next one. Okay. Okay. You can see the screen, right?
Yeah, I can see the screen.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to make it bigger. No problem. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now we are going to do Upcharit Asadbhut Vyavarne. Upcharit Asadbhut Vyavarne. We are going to discuss about that one. That 200%. Okay. Upcharit Asadbhut. Oh, sorry. What happened here? Upcharit Asadbhut Vyavarne. No, we did. Anupcharit Asadbhut Vyavarne. That's what we are going to talk about now. So let me put that bigger one. Okay. Anupcharit Asadbhut Vyavarne. So Anupcharit Asadbhut Vyavahar Nay. 4 points came. So we have to we give the definition for all the 4 points. It's called literal, empirical standpoint expressing the unity of different substances. Anupcharit means literal. Anupcharit means literal. Asadbhut means impure synthetic. Impure synthetic expressing unity of distinct entities. Means body is mine, eyes are mine, ears are mine, like that. Vyavahar Nay means empirical point of view, and Nay means a part of the scriptural knowledge of the right knowledge. So we have defined those 4 things. Then we are coming to the next. What's the subject of this Nay? What does it tell us? Because it's a anupcharit. Remember, anupcharit means literal, means it is absolute. It looks like the way we describe to differentiate between upcharit and anupcharit in our own mind. Upcharit means something which is away from me. Anupcharit is something which is extremely close to me. Upcharit means something away from me. Car is mine, family is mine, house is mine. They have different space point, and I'm over here. So they are upcharit. Anupcharit, body is mine, body and the soul are occupying same space point. They are extremely close to each other. So that's anupcharit. So what does it show? What's the subject of what's the subject? It shows associative relationship of the alien object occupying same space point as the soul. This is the body, this is the body, this is the body. Body and the soul are occupying same space point. They're extremely close to each other, and that's why they are anupcharit, or they are called literal. Okay? Soul's feeling produced due to fruition of karma manifestation. Avdaik Bhav is the subject of this Naya. Same thing in the last subject also, previous Naya also, because of the fruition of the previously bonded karma comes in fruition, and that's why the souls has certain feelings are produced, and this is the subject of it. This is the subject of this Naya. It shows the relationship of soul with the physical body and material karma. They both occupy the same space point as soul. Soul and physical body are occupying same space point. Soul and material karma are occupying same space point. So this Naya, this partial point of view, this literal empirical standpoint of view, it shows me relationship with the soul and physical body and soul and material karma. So that is the subject of this Naya. Now, what is it? Sentences in this Naya are somewhat stronger than Upcharit Asadbhut Vyavar. In a previous one, okay, car is gone, gone. House is burned, burned. Here, if something happens to me, it's stronger because soul has an extreme close relationship with that one. Physical body, physical senses, material karma are having same space point as the soul. In the previous one, they were away from me, but now over here, the same space point. Okay. Now, soul ends up with unity with the alien subjects occupying same space point. Why they're alien object? Because body is a material thing. Material karma are material thing. Physical senses are material thing. And so soul has an extreme close relationship with that one, and that is this Naya shows. Now, what happens in this Naya? Number D. What happens in this Naya? Even though physical body, physical senses, and material karma having same space point as soul, still they are entirely separate from soul, substance, attributes, and more. So even though they are occupying same space point, they have their own existence, and they have no relationship with the soul directly. Means they don't have inherent relationship. In this room, there are 1, 2, 3, 5 bulbs are there. If I have 5 different color bulbs are there, for example, right now, all those 5 bulbs will be present with throwing the light in this room, and this room will be able to occupy every light emitting from all the bulbs of different colors. Instead of 5, but the million bulbs are in this room right now. Those million bulbs with million different colors are there. Then this room will be able to occupy, give the space to all those million light bulbs light. Even though they are giving occupation, the room gives the accommodation to all those million light bulbs light, still Each individual light maintains its own importance. Red one will always give a red light, blue will give blue, yellow will give yellow, white will give white. Same way, even in the same space point, soul and material karma and physical senses are sitting there, still soul remains as soul, material karma remains as material karma, and that's why they all maintain their independence even though they have extreme close relationship. This soul, this soul has relationship with a material object since time infinite. Extreme close relationship since time infinite. Still, material object remain material object and soul remain a soul. The gold in the mine, in the dirt, mixed with the dirt. Still, gold particle remain as a gold and dirt particle remain as a dirt particle. They will never merge with each other. So same thing here. Now, soul with its own ignorance. Now, material karma, material body and soul, they're occupying same space, but material karma has no senses. They don't have knowledge. Only the guy having knowledge is soul. So soul with its own ignorant state ends up creating doer-did relationship and endurer relationship with body and material karma. Means karta karma sambandh, bhokta bhoktrutva sambandh. Karta karma sambandh, bhokta bhoktrutva sambandh. Means I'm the doer and you are my deed. I'm the enjoyer, you are my object of my enjoyment. That kind of ignorance soul is creating. So the material body did not say that, hey, you become mine. Only the soul said, you are mine, you are mine. So soul has created all these things. It's somewhat difficult to dissociate from this alien thing which occupies same space point as soul. Car has gone, house has gone, family are gone. It's okay, it can happen. But my body leaving from me, it gives tremendous amount of pain. There was one example somebody gave nicely, that suppose that the guy said that, you know what, I lost my $20 bill today and whole day I'm upset about it, that how it happened, how did it happen, how did it happen? It was my possession in the morning, first thing in the morning, and I got lost. If $20 bill, which is a piece of paper which got lost, and you are whole day you're worried about it, think about this part. This material karma, this material body has to leave from you. How much pain it's going to give you? So it's difficult. It means dying is very difficult for soul doesn't accept the death coming. Means the dissociation occurring from the material material body, its soul is not able to dissociate easily. This partial point of view gives the knowledge about the present state of soul's associated relationship with body and material karma. When I understand this partial point of view properly, then it gives me with real understanding what is the relationship of mind with the material karma and the material body. It's just simply associative relationship. That's what I come to know. Now, how to accept it? Now that I understand, how do I accept this Naya? One gives up attachment to all his external alien belonging and only have inclination of attachment and aversion to his physical body, physical senses, material karma. So now when I'm coming to accept this second part of Naya, the second stage I'm coming, at that time my other attachments are already gone. I have my attachments remains only towards my material karma, physical body and physical senses, and my rag and dvesh gets limited up to here only. Remember, in the first night, whole universe having everything, I didn't worry about it. Only my possession, wherever I put my ownership, I had my rag and dvesh limited up to there. Now, I have my rag dvesh become limited all the way up to my body and my senses only. One ends up knowing principle of conventional form of non-violence towards all living being. One now knows that giving pain to someone means his body suffers. As a result of this, soul also suffers. Now, what happens in this Naya? If I accept this Naya, means I have my rag and dvesh limited to my body only. My body only. When I understand that part, then I also understand that every living creature in the universe, they also have same inclination of attachment with their body. If something hurts me right now, let's say my fingers get cut right now, it hurts me. I have appendix, it hurts me. I have bypass surgery, it hurts. So those are the things happening to body, it hurts me. Same way, every living creature also has a body, and they also have that much possession with their body. For example, if I don't understand this Naya completely at all, then I can say any living creature, small little bug passing by, an ant is passing by, I can just crush it out. Why? Because the soul and body are separate. So and soul has nothing happened. And soul is immortal. Nothing happened to that creature's soul. That soul is immortal. And body is associated relationship. It got dissociated. So what a big deal. So as if I'm taking dirt in my hand and squeeze it out, same way I can take the birds in my hand and squeeze it out, and it doesn't make any difference to me. But when I accept this Naya, then I know that I'll take 5 more minutes if you don't mind. I'll have to finish this one. So when I understand this Naya very well, then I said, if I have love for my body, this bug also has love for his body, and so I have no right to hurt that bug's feeling. So now when I accept this one, I start observing non-violence vow. In the first one, we have observed 5 vows: non-stealing, speaking truth, non-possession, and celibacy. Here, now in acceptance of this Naya, I accept and understand non-violence principle. So with this Naya, one ends up knowing the non-violence related conduct. My conduct becomes that way. How do I discard now? Remember, I accepted. I accept and then discard. Discard means that acceptance is part of my life, but then I have to keep going further ahead. So what happens? How do I do it? One knows that soul and body are separate, but as long as they are together, he respects body. As long as I have my body with me, I respect my body. But he now takes up his attention towards his body and directs his attention towards his pure nature of the self. So I respect my body, but at the same time, I have to give up that body, and I give up the idea about the body, and I have to bring my attention towards my eternal soul substance. That means he reduces his inclination of attachment and aversion from his physical body. He also endures the fruition of karma without any perplexity. Good karma fruition comes, okay, they did come. Bad karma fruition comes, okay, they did come. I don't have perplexity. I don't get disturbed that why me all the time? Why me am getting all this problem? Why look at other people. They are doing the worst possible things, all the sins they are doing, and they have every material possession they would like to have it. No, I don't have those kind of perplexity when I know this Naya perfectly. So these are the things we have to know about 2 Nayas that we took it: Upcharit Asadbhut Vyavarnay and Anupcharit Asadbhut Vyavarnay. Simply, they are the lowest category of those things. They are away from the soul with the body possessions and external possessions. And from that thing, I learned 5 principles of my conduct: non-violence, non-stealing, non-lying, celibacy, and non-possession. So these are the bottom line. These are the way of my life has to be there. I cannot just discard those. I cannot say I'm the true nature of the self, eternal soul substance, and I can eat anything, I can drink anything, I can. No, 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 no. This now have to be part of your life. Once they are there, then and then you are able to build up your spirituality further up. So these are the same way we are going to go through remaining 6 also, one at a time. So that way we have complete understanding, and thereafter, believe me, ride becomes extremely beautiful and really enjoying. The ride becomes very enjoyable, and we pass through the scripture in a really nice way. Any questions so far? I already took 7 minutes more than our time, but I wanted to finish this part. Yes. Your question coming here.
It was pretty good. I don't have any question, Kirit uncle.
Okay, okay. Well, if not, then we'll just do a closing here, okay? जावाणी के ज्ञान से सूझे लोकालोक, सोवाणी मस्तक नमो सदा देत हूँ। 9 times नमो का मंत्र. I have an announcement for next week. Next week, Monday, I'm going to India, and I'll be going to Mangalayatan, and we are going to have a shibir from Mangalayatan, and 26th October to 31st October, 6 days of shibir will be there, and we are tentatively planning to have all those shibir lectures and everything to have the live Zoom video conferencing the same way you have joined over here. And we'll also be recording those things. So if any time available to you and you want to attend those things, then you're more than welcome to attend that one. But of course, it will be in Hindi, So if you know Hindi very well, then it's going to be absolutely great. We are going to have Karta Karma Adhikar of Samaysar. It will be discussed for 6 days. It's going to be, I'm really excited about that part. So next week, because I'll be in transit, so we won't be having class. And thereafter, I will see my availability of the internet and time, etc. So I will send the email for the next class. And we would like to finish this Nishchani Vyavarne to go to the real subject of 11th stanza. Okay?
What is the timing?
The timing. The classes there, they'll start at 5:30 in the morning, all the way up to 10 o'clock night, almost non-stop. 5:30 morning will be 6 o'clock morning Phoenix time, means 5 o'clock morning India time means 6 o'clock evening Phoenix time, means 9 o'clock evening New York time, and thereafter it will be whole night kind of thing. So we'll also have recording and everything. Okay.
So 6 in the evening, and
Since then, from there onwards, it will continue. And I'll share those schedule. I'll send it out to all of you, so that way you will know it. Okay. All right.
Sundarma?
No, it will be in Mangalayatan. We'll do in Mangla. I'm pretty excited because some of the speakers are the one that I really